Let me say that again. I feel like if we just would say Black Lives Matter too, not only does that like not give white people, racist white assholes, the right to be like, all lives matter. It's like, well, yeah, like that's kind of the issue. It's like we're not saying like only Black Lives Matter. We're saying Black lives should matter. Stop killing us. But also, it doesn't count out other races as well. It doesn't make it to where it's like, well, Asian lives don't matter. All
I mean, but if
black.
I went to a restaurant and just suddenly said, you know, I think waffles are the shit. Like, they are the most awesome thing on the planet.
I tried to explain this to somebody in a conversation because, god damn, because they were like, how can you be offended by the phrase Black Lives Matter? And I tried to explain like it's the connotation behind the phrase. When you say Black Lives Matter, it's easy to interpret that as a selfish statement because you're
Because
saying,
it's very separate.
yeah,
Like, it's making a distinction that, you know, these
Black
particular
lives,
lives.
yeah, these lives matter. Not necessarily all lives matter.
And
God
that's
damn it!
not, like, what it means exactly, but...
But at the same time, you can't tell somebody how to interpret something. Like you don't get to make that choice.
Because
Like,
when, you know, and privileged white people hear it, they're like, are you trying to say my life doesn't matter? You know,
and you have to
honestly,
understand. Like, I feel like the reason
no,
those,
it doesn't.
like, you know what? Yeah, your life mattered before you said that. But I feel like people need to also understand that the majority of people who say stuff like that, like, so my life doesn't matter, like they're saying that because, oh my gosh, one take Jake over here. They're saying that that's why I did this, because there was a trophy for it. There was no other reason. I did it because there was a trophy. Uh, like they are people who have not, who've never done anything like racist. And again, I feel like people like these different races need to understand that like the rioting. I think I said this in like an episode already. Like when we choose to riot like this, the problem is people who may have never been racist before may suddenly change how they view us because of how the majority of us choose to act. Just like how we look at policemen or white folks. But
Are you excited, Dax?
the one thing I've learned is
Ready?
black people
Been
don't like to hear
building
shit
up
like
to
that.
this point all night. Don't tell me
No,
you've
no.
not been looking forward to it. I know I have. Surprise!
Oh, hey, it's you.
Everyone always said I should be in television. You don't want to miss this, really. It'll be a blast.
Is it me?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, but because I don't know if I explained this in like one of the other episodes, but because this black group I'm in, because as a child I was taught to take responsibility for my actions, and to not like try not to pawn your mistakes off on someone else, or try to make it seem like what you did isn't what you did when it's what the fuck you did. This might be the end of the game.
I love how you were telling me the other night, no, we're
Like,
gonna
we're
be
not
here
gonna finish the
forever.
game tonight at all. Yeah, I when we started playing tonight, we were at like 60 something percent. I didn't realize that. I thought that was like counting the completion of the story. I didn't. Apparent. Damn, we ain't that raw.
Ventriloquist where you belong.
But, but clearly that's counting like collectibles and everything.
Hmm.
So if this is the
Yeah,
last
because
episode,
I was like going over in my head, like he's pretty close to the end of the game. And I thought he
it's been a
was.
long time since I played this game.
Beating up Bane, feeding Scarecrow to Croc, slapping around Harley, my hobby by the way, and ruining all my lovely Venom plans. It's
The
over, Joker.
Joker.
Over? Why, my dear delusional Dark Knight, it hasn't even begun.
Why are there just like spikes on their heads though? Like, how is the fuck? This is gonna suck.
And some other, like, completely pointless news. Destiny 2 is apparently going to be going into next generation consoles. Like, the Destiny team does not feel that making a new Destiny is in its best interest. It's just going to keep pumping out content for Destiny 2.
Fine. I knew it was
I haven't
coming.
played Destiny like in 2 years.
You haven't done what? It's not been that long. It hasn't been literal years, y'all. But it has been a while. Sorry. I turned the game up on you on purpose because it's not loud enough. All those guys dead? I mean, knocked out? Ah, there's more. This all hiding. Oh. Ooh, you hit hard, Bubba. Boobala. I saw it coming, and I tried to do. What the fuck? I'm gonna throw a boy.
Well, that's not good for
Oh,
you.
yo, shit. I almost knocked my neighbor's kid off his bike today.
Congratulations.
It
Did
wasn't
you
a.
win though?
Yeah, actually.
Oh.
I was sitting on the porch and he was riding his bike, and like I want you to understand, like anybody watching this, I want you to understand, he's not bad at riding his bike. Like I genuinely got to the point where I started wondering whether or not he had like hit his head, like earlier that day, because he was falling off his bike a lot for some weird reason, like a lot more than he normally. I watch these kids play outside almost every day. Wow, this is
That sounds great.
well, it is what it. I mean, it is what it is. I'm outside usually every day.
I mean, it's more about the wording. That's. It's not what you're doing.
All right,
Alright.
okay. I see these kids playing outside almost every day,
Okay, there you go.
and like he rarely ever falls off his bike, but he was falling off a lot. Like, and like I swear, it felt like he. Okay, what I'm trying to get at is he drove into me and like ran over the back of my foot. Like that's how too close to me he got. Like I was sitting in a chair and he drove close enough to me to run the front tire of the bike up the side of my ankle. Up the side of the back of my ankle. And I did, like, I grabbed, like, the crossbar on the bike, and I shook it, like, in a way that, like, made him, like, fall off. Like, and I had my earbuds in, so I don't know what the, what the plan was. Like, I don't know if it was intentional or whatever. Okay, I didn't do that on purpose. Like, I didn't. That dude just happened to get caught up in some bullshit that I ain't know I was doing. And when I'm talking about the game, like bats just suddenly like back clawed up, and I was like, "What the fuck is he grabbing at?" And then a dude just came falling up the sky. That was good timing. Because that's, you know. But yeah, and like and I got, it hurt. Like, I don't know how else to word it. Like a fucking bike tire rolling up the back of your naked foot. Fucking hurt.
I'd imagine so.
And like the weird shit was like, I'm about to get hit. Yeah, there it is. Like I screamed out, "The fuck!" Like as I'm like grabbing this fucking bike. God damn it! Ass chewable tablets.
Okay.
I love it. Love everything about what you just said.
Fuck! Ow, man. Yeah, let's go ahead and start over. Go ahead and start this horse shit the fuck over. Yeah. Like that's how that went down. I felt bad about it only because I didn't want I didn't want to deal with no shit from anybody because of what happened. He fucking ran up the back of the side of the back of my ankle. Which I don't know how to word that any more descriptive than that. Like whatever you think that means, that's what the fuck I meant. I couldn't jump out of the way fast enough. Batman. Like, I just want you to know that.
For a second, I thought you meant in real life. I was like, I'm not expecting you to jump anywhere anytime. So.
No, yeah, that's yeah. I wouldn't. Okay. I didn't know that you were. Ah, Batman. You are
A bad man.
beat up. 12 minutes in, and I have actively restarted the checkpoint 4 or 5 times now. Like I've restarted the checkpoint instead of like, oh, I can power through it. No, this is hard. Like I know what the final boss for this game is, and I'm not worried about it. Like I can't get the fuck away from him. Like I can't. Like I was doing so good at first. Talk to the people about almost anything. Like talk about Google Stadia, whatever you might know about Google Stadia.
What the fuck would I talk about Google Stadia?
Because they really want people talking about it.
I'm not. That I refuse to give that thing anything.
Like, that dude's about to charge. I know he is.
But I will talk about something. And that something is that recently this week, Animal Crossing was no longer the #1 game on the eShop.
Was it that 51 games and something or other?
No, of all games, it was fucking Minecraft Dungeons.
Well, that's new. Like we have to, you need to like learn to accept that because it's new is a reason people will play a game. I'm getting hit.
I mean, but there are a lot of other new games that came out like for the months that Animal Crossing came out, but none of them sold better than Animal Crossing until now.
Gotcha.
I mean, mind you, Animal Crossing has since
God,
became
motherfucking damn it!
But still.
Get the fuck away from everything, Batman.
You're quite upset with that.
I'm gonna get hit again. For no reason whatsoever. Other than...
NASCAR officially
Yeah,
bans.
the Confederate flag. I personally, I feel like that's a lateral move because I'm sure there are plenty, and I do mean plenty of black people who enjoy NASCAR, but I can't imagine there's enough to justify banning the Confederate flag. But that's not the point. That's not the point. I understand that that's not the point of them banning like the Confederate flag and that kind of imagery. The point is they don't want to make it seem like it's okay. Mother, suck your dick.
It's more about the people that, like, who use the Confederate flag at their events, and
Yeah.
they know who those people are and what they do. So they
Oh,
just have to cover their bases.
yeah. Because a lot of these
And
places, a lot of these companies aren't necessarily like taking a stance because like they're owned by people who have any kind of stake to claim in the fight. It's simply because we don't want to lose money.
I'd also like to say, like, the amount of companies that have been
Backing this,
posting
yeah.
the whole blackout thing. Uh, it's really easy for them to do that when it's the popular
Pause.
thing.
Nicely done, lads. You deserve a prize. Your old pal, Commissioner Gordon. Say, he looks all run down. Let's pep him up. No! Batman! Get away!
That looks so janky.
Here we go. We're gonna have some fun now, kiddies. You're trying to resist the change. That's not fair. Come on, get in. So, you want to play hardball, bats, do you? Your call. Pickle, pickle. No. Oh, you're ruining my big night. Months of planning down the crapper. I just wanted to bring down your grim facade and for once let you see the world as I see it. Giggling in a corner and bleeding. But you've denied me even that. I have nothing to live for. So,
Arkham Asylum remains under lockdown. Its staff at the mercy of the rampaging inmates. Just 10 minutes ago, we received this tape.
Oh yeah, like when I said like we might be at the end of the game, no, we're at the end of the game. Like this is like,
Good.
you know.
unleash madness untold onto the streets of Gotham. But first, direct your eyes to the rooftops and witness the final destruction of your dear Dark Knight.
We've been circling the tower since the... Wait, there! Joker is making his move!
I feel like the fact that there was no lead up to that, like threw a lot of people off. Like suddenly, that's what he looked like. I love how his ribs broke through the skin on both sides.
Talk about two freaks in a fight to
When
the
you say
death.
love,
Like I mean, I really like the character. Fuck! I like the design of the character model.
Welcome our special guest referee.
good.
Jimbo James Gordon.
Come on! Change! Get crazy. It's the only way to beat me. You know you want to. Never.
Like I hate when things like this,
Wasted the antidote on yourself.
like when like it's just like things like this like make no sense. Like the stress on the heart alone from this kind of metamorphosis would have killed him. His bones are just rock.
But you
Like they're jagged, they're poking out of everywhere. He has skin lesions all over his body. Stop talking because this is where we stop the episode. Woo! Ooh, running with my magic. I said this was gonna run like 60 episodes.
I
I
don't remember
was.
what I said at the
It
beginning.
wasn't this. It was. I think you were closer to like 40. The answer is 30. Well, 28, 29, most likely. Either way, in the next episode, we'll take down Joker and we'll run the credits. And then the last episode will just be me like going around picking up Riddler stuff because I like to end on a round number. What's the next game? We'll worry about that like later on. Anyway, until next time, guys, take care of yourselves and be safe. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that other good shit. Until next time, I'm out of here. Peace.